Noam Chomsky is a linguist, philosopher, and political activist who is known for his outspoken views on a variety of issues, including freedom of speech. He believes that freedom of speech is essential for a healthy democracy, and he has defended the right to free speech even for views that he personally disagrees with. In his book The Common Good, Chomsky writes, "Freedom of speech is a precondition for any meaningful democracy. Without it, it is impossible to have a genuine debate about the issues that matter, and it is impossible to hold those in power accountable. That is why it is so important to defend freedom of speech, even for views that we find offensive or even repugnant." Chomsky has argued that the only legitimate reason to restrict freedom of speech is to prevent imminent harm. For example, he believes that it is permissible to restrict speech that is likely to incite violence or that is intended to deceive people about matters of public importance. However, he believes that it is never permissible to restrict speech simply because it is unpopular or offensive. Chomsky has been critical of both the left and the right for their efforts to restrict freedom of speech. He has criticized the left for its use of cancel culture to silence dissenting voices, and he has criticized the right for its efforts to restrict speech that is critical of religion or the military. Chomsky believes that freedom of speech is under attack in the United States and around the world. He has warned that the erosion of freedom of speech is a serious threat to democracy, and he has called on people to defend this fundamental right. Here are some additional quotes from Chomsky of freedom of speech. "The only way to deal with bad ideas is by better ideas. If you are not allowed to say what you think, you are not free. Freedom of speech is not just about saying what you want. It's also about listening to what you don't want. The right to free speech is not absolute, but it is essential. We should defend the right to free speech even for those who we disagree with most strongly." Chomsky's views on freedom of speech are controversial, but they are also important. He reminds us that freedom of speech is not just a right, but also a responsibility. It is our responsibility to use our freedom of speech to challenge ideas that we disagree with, to hold those in power accountable, and to build a better world.